Hello, friends! We are here with someone very, very special. If you guys don't know me, hi, I'm Steph. I'm joined by Steve, who is Direct Relief staff. Steve, say hello.
Hello, Steve. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Steve, hello. There we go.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. So we figured instead of you just having a normal BRB screen for the next 10 minutes, we'd actually bring Steve on and kind of talk a little bit more about Direct Relief, a little bit more intimately, just hang out and have some fun for the next 10 minutes. So Steve, to get things started, who are you and what do you do exactly for Direct Relief?
Well, I'm Steve. I work at Direct Relief. I've been with the organization for 7 years now. I am technically the senior manager of web, meaning I work with the website, mostly doing web development and web design work behind the scenes, as it were. But I've also been a gamer for the better part of my life. And way back in 2014, we were contacted by the good folks from Zeldathon who were interested in raising for Direct Relief, and we're like, what's a Zeldathon? And that was when my journey into this amazing platform and this community of gamers really began, and Direct Relief's journey as well. And anyways, we had a great experience with those folks from Zeldathon, and that led us to doing another Zeldathon with them in 2016, which I actually visited and participated in, live on the set.
Mm-hmm.
And after that experience, I and others at Direct Relief saw that gaming was a very significant way to reach people, and that gamers as a whole were extremely generous and very eager to show their support for important causes. And so I helped champion at Direct Relief the creation of Direct Relief Gaming.
Yay!
And,
I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? I think Twitch, was it in last year, they raised $25 billion for charity. Like, there's just so much good that is done in the gaming sphere. So that's incredible.
Yeah, I really can't exaggerate in any way the enormity of the support. You know, Direct Relief is an entirely privately funded organization, meaning that we don't get money from governments or otherwise. So it's individual donors and businesses that support the work. And we're only able to do what we do because people get together and allow us to have the privilege of doing this work. And I'm sure some folks have already heard earlier on stream, but Direct Relief is a humanitarian medical assistance organization. We work in over 90 countries worldwide. We deliver medicine and medical supplies to clinics and hospitals that serve poor and underserved communities, and basically provide medical access to people that would not necessarily have access to it otherwise. And like I said, we're entirely privately funded, so we're only able to do this work because of the support of folks like you here at Pokéthon.
Let's take a minute to congratulate everybody. I mean, we just raised $7,000. We hit that 7-0 literally as we started this interview, which is incredible. So,
yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's great. And, I've been fortunate to be involved with previous Pokéthons. Steph, you and I got to meet each other last year for Pokéthon at the Direct Relief headquarters back when, pre-COVID days when we could actually meet in person safely.
Right.
And I also attended, I believe it was in 2018, I want to say. I'm forgetting the dates now. It's all blurred together. But I actually went out to New York to the Pokéthon that was held there a few years back.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Out of Jiggy's apartment of all places. So Pokéthon has had its own really cool journey, and I've been really fortunate to get to see part of that. And I have two boys. They're both teenagers now, but they've grown up, playing Pokemon, and I actually got into Pokemon as well. I'm very casual, but I've played a number of the titles, and it's one of my favorite RPG series of all times, and I really like it. So having the privilege and honor to be able to represent Direct Relief to the Pokemon community has been a real treat, and getting to know all of you folks has been so cool. And Steph, I've always just had so much fun with your stream.
Thank you.
I'm a big fan. We had our fun, like you painted my face.
Oh my god, I did your makeup last year. Oh my gosh. We'll figure out a way to digitally do Steve's makeup one day, friends. It'll happen. That was so much fun.
And you did you had your Steffo Harvey mustache, which
Yes.
was amazing. So yeah, I just there's so many creative and cool people in gaming, and it was a real cool experience to get to know more gamers through this program. And I have been just continually awed and blown away. And I want to make it clear, it's not just me, like from Thomas Teig, our president and CEO, all the way down to people like me and those I work with. We are all so grateful and appreciative for everything that gamers have done, not just in the financial support. That's of course really important, but the way that gamers have raised our visibility in the world. And I mean, we've been fortunate. We have been able to respond to a number of very high profile disasters, emergencies, and so forth. But all of you folks at home watching, telling your friends about the stream, learning about Direct Relief, telling people about Direct Relief, it has been transformative for us. Since we launched our program, our visibility just globally in the United States, however you want to slice it, has absolutely skyrocketed. And gamers like the folks watching right now,
That's amazing.
Yeah, and the creators, of course, who come to these events, put them on to support the work. And it's really showing that there is a way to use gaming and Twitch and streaming in general, content creation in general, to really do good in the world. And I mean, I can talk about some of what Direct Relief has been doing right now.
Yeah, I would love to hear, especially with the wildfires that are going on in California right now. Also, if anybody would like to donate with some questions for Steve, feel free to do that as well. You can still donate using Poke.gives, and so it'll be a little bit easier for me to keep track of any questions you have for Steve.
For sure.
So yeah, oh my gosh, I would love to hear about what's been going on. Any details you can give us, go for it.
Well, I did pull up some notes here, so let me just look. So right now, we've got three things in particular that we are responding to. We've got, obviously, COVID-19, which Direct Relief has been responding to since January of this year. We have now been responding on a daily basis throughout the United States and throughout the world.
Yeah.
We've delivered over 35 million N95 and surgical masks.
Wow.
Globally. And we are, of course, also supporting the local health centers and free clinics that are literally on the front lines. And we're not just providing them with the material support in the form of like the PPE, the personal protective equipment, but we are also providing financial support. We recently, just a few months ago, made a $25 million grant to support local health centers in the United States,
Wow.
which was, if I'm not mistaken, it was the largest individual grant of that nature ever made in the United States since the creation of these health center programs.
That's incredible.
Federally qualified. Yeah. No, it's amazing. It's really, I can't underscore enough how important these clinics and federally qualified health centers are, because they are truly on the front lines of this pandemic. And we have to keep those healthcare providers healthy themselves with the PPE that they need so that they can help fight the spread of this disease. So that's the first thing we're responding to, COVID.
Right.
And of course, it is the thing that complicates all of our other responses. So we've had a record-breaking hurricane season. Right now, we for years now, we have had a hurricane preparedness program where we pre-position medical supply kits throughout the Gulf Coast, throughout the Caribbean, in areas that we know are historically prone to suffering from hurricanes. And so right now we are responding to Hurricane Sally and to Hurricane Laura.
Right.
And we are sending medicines not only for the chronic conditions that people will be facing when they have to evacuate, but we're also sending, of course, the PPE that the healthcare providers need to keep themselves safe. Because, COVID complicates these types of emergency responses significantly.
Right, I can imagine.
Yeah, you have people that are being forced out of their homes, having to evacuate, having to go to crowded evacuation centers. It's just a mess. So we're doing everything that we can to support that, not only with the medicine and supplies that we already do in hurricane season, but also now with the COVID PPE response as well. And then wildfires, closer to home, definitely. We are responding to an historic wildfire season in Washington, Oregon, and California. The air has been very hazardous for weeks now. We've even, we don't have any fires here right now in Santa Barbara, but we have been getting impacted by the air quality issues just like the rest. We have had hundreds of people lose their home, or hundreds of homes have been lost. There have been towns that have just been totally wiped off the map. Some of the people that are having to evacuate had to evacuate last year. We've just been, even though the drought is not as bad on the west as it had been maybe a few years ago, it's still very dry. And unfortunately, in the western states, it's because of climate change and a number of other factors. We just have a year-round fire season now. So these wildfires are a constant problem. And an interesting fact, the N95 masks that we have a stock of, we actually purchased because in much the same way that we pre-position those hurricane packs, we have invested in those N95 masks for the same reason, which is we know that this is a persistent, ongoing problem that is not going away. So we were actually in a position when COVID started to be able to send out these these masks to folks because we had supply. We had stockpiled something that most people didn't stockpile.
I remember back in April. I remember back in April when things were really starting to peak. I remember Direct Relief being one of the first organizations that could really mass ship these masks, and I think that's incredible.
Right. Yeah. And there was a real struggle, especially in the first few months of the response, to get sufficient supply of those masks. And we were fortunate that we had a stock that we had laid into for wildfire season. Now, of course, we've had to replenish that. There's been all kinds of behind the scenes drama around getting that. It's been a real challenge, and people have been working very hard. We have never been more productive in terms of what we're doing than we have since COVID. And it's crazy because it has impacted us at our headquarters as well. We have had to take very strong precautions to try to prevent the spread of COVID at our headquarters. We are recognized by the state as a vital resource that's necessary to be in operation. So we've had to be very careful. Many of the the folks who are not directly involved in shipping out supplies are working from home. Like I've been working from home for 6 months now. Plenty of other folks are as well. So it even under those difficult circumstances where we're not able to be together, we have been able to rise to that occasion. And it's been very challenging, but I've been very proud to be part of the organization and see how we've been able to respond.
That was going to be another one of my questions, was just in what ways like the workflow itself has changed being at Direct Relief now, having to go from, working, at Direct Relief to now working from home, and some of those challenges. Yeah,
well, it's so I'm probably not the best person to ask because I've been working in web development now for like 20 years. So working remote is, even when I was in the office, I was working with people all over the world. That's just a factor of life when you're working in an online industry like that. But it has been a struggle, and for folks in the organization who have families, I have family, like having the kids at home, that's difficult. There's just a lot of additional challenges, and it's been amazing that we have been able to respond the way that we have and do more than we've ever done before, even though it's harder than it's ever been before in so many ways.
Absolutely.
One really cool story I want to share with you. Back in the day, like in the 70s, we had these groups of pilots that would volunteer to help send, like they would actually fly their personal aircraft here to Santa Barbara, and we would load up those aircraft with supplies, and they would fly them out to doctors' offices all over the country, and even into like Mexico and stuff. Well, they're bringing that back. Tomorrow, we have a squadron of 20 private aircraft that are flying into Santa Barbara. We're going to be loading them up with over 100,000 N95 masks, and they're going to be flying them up to Oregon to deliver them to multiple sites up there for the responders up there that are dealing with the horrible air quality. So that's just an example of a way that we are able to leverage people that want to do good in the world and have like that one weird skill, that, in this case, they're pilots, that they're able to put that to good use. And it's much the same as you creators who are doing Pokéthon, the folks at home that are watching, like you guys are finding a way to do something good in the world through something that you love doing already. And we're so grateful at Direct Relief that people find the way to do that, and it's very, very cool.
Oh, and I feel, and I think I can speak for the whole Pokéthon team, that we feel so privileged to be able to pay it forward in whatever ways we can, and I think Direct Relief is an absolutely amazing cause. We're going to be going over to our next segment soon. Steve, do you have any final words to tell everybody who's watching at home? Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us a little bit more about Direct Relief. This is so cool, and all of the creators are just so excited to be a part of it. I'm really excited. So any final remarks that you would like to let people know who are watching at home?
I just want to say once again, on behalf of the organization, thank you for your time and your interest in supporting this important work. You make a difference, whether you donate, whether you just watch, whether you tweet out a link to it, whatever you do, participating in chat, helping drive the hype. You are helping make a difference in the lives of people that really need that help. And thank you on behalf of everyone. We are honored and we are humbled by this, and we appreciate it deeply.
Yeah.
And that goes for you too, Steph.
I
And all the other
appreciate
folks.
you guys, and guys who are watching at home, thank you so much for everything.
Yeah.
$7,000. This is crazy. Now, who's gonna be the one person to donate $1 though? This is too even. Like, we need chaos in our lives. So all I'm saying is we need to break the even number right here. We're gonna transition over to our next segment. So sit tight. It's gonna be a fun one, my friends, and we will see you guys on the other side. Bye bye.